In this video, I'm going to show you how you can maximize your results in stability ball backward bends with one simple tip. Welcome to the Joint Longevity Lab by Fitness Integrated Science. I'm Lauren Irk, and in this video, I'm going to show you a simple tip that will actually help you get more out of your stability ball backward bends. As far as stability ball exercises go, backward bends are by far the most important ones you can do. Back bends on the ground are very challenging for a lot of people because when we're on the floor, we don't have a whole lot of room to move. Many people are already maxed out when they're face down on the ground. That's why bringing the ball underneath the body can actually help to get us off the ground so that now we can actually start the exercise below the floor and then move through a greater resisted range of motion. That being said, there are still some inherent problems that people have with the setup of this exercise. So most people, when they're starting to do this exercise, they take their ball, they place it against their legs, and I want you to watch where this ball does, and then I'm just going to drape my body over the ball to perform the exercise. So if you see, when I draped over the ball is now anchored way up into the middle or the upper part of my ribs. My hips have sort of moved away from the ball, and I'm only anchored here. What that does is it has me to where I don't have a whole lot of leverage, in other words, range to move through. This is as much of my torso that I can actually move, and I have to really contract my gluteal muscles in order to hold the ball still because they're not really anchored to anything. So one of the most important aspects of stability ball training is that because I'm working on an unstable surface, I've got to use my body to actually create a sense of stability. There's going to be certain things in an exercise that are going to move, and certain parts of the exercise that are going to create motion, the joints that are going to create the motion. And so if our goal here is to work spinal extension, I'm going to have to stabilize through my pelvis for that to happen. So what I have to do now is first separate my legs wide, my knees here wide, just enough, maybe slightly outside the hips, to create that nice, strong, stable base. But here's where the big problem comes in. I've got to pull that ball into my lower body, and I've got to make sure that it never rolls away when I go into the exercise. So what I'm going to do is press the ball into the tops of my thighs. Then, using my gluteal muscles and my abdominal muscles, I'm going to actively press the hips into the ball. This is called a posterior pelvic tuck. And I'm tightening my abs and I'm tightening my glutes. And you're like, well, isn't that what we're not wanting to do in the exercise? Yes, but I'm going to have to use these muscles initially to keep that ball from moving. Now, once I have this, the next is I've got to drape my body over the ball. From here, I'm just going to continuously pull the ball back with my hands over the top of the ball so that now I am comfortably attached on top. Now look, the difference. Now I am actually making my attachment on the ball way down here at the pelvis and lower ribs, which means that from the lower ribs all the way up to the top of the head, this is game for how much I can move away from the ball comfortably without fear that the ball is going to roll away from me. So what I like to do next, once I feel this and I am comfortably pressing into the ball, my pelvis is pressing into the ball, I can actually relax my glutes, keeping my wide base of support, tucking in with the chin, drape the hands behind the ball. From there, all I have to do now is focus on extending outward and upward until my spinal column is extended, particularly at my upper thoracic spine, lifting through the chest. Then I'm just going to mindfully control how quickly I lower over the ball. Now the reason that I can go slow like this and I can actually not have to contract my glutes is because I'm anchored. I'm holding the ball steady with my lower body. I'm actually creating stability around this unstable ball. Now if you want to make this exercise harder, you could walk yourself up higher on the ball by pressing your legs against a wall. But don't discount some of the lever changes that we can actually do with the upper body. In a sense, I could take one arm behind the head and create rotation. I could take two hands behind the head and just load extension. I could even work on longer levers by fully extending the elbow so that now I have to pick up more and more load. I could move slower, I could move faster, I could stop at anywhere along this range of motion and focus on one part of this extension exercise. Now, if you do this with every repetition, what you're going to notice is that your trunk extensors, your backward bends, will actually get stronger and stronger, and you will feel so much more comfortable working on the stability ball. Now, there are lots of other tricks that I can teach you, but there's not enough time for this video. So if you want more information, head on over to Fitness Integrated Science TV, where I have lots of videos centered around yoga, Pilates, and strength training modalities using the stability ball. Lastly, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you never have to miss another video, and share it with anybody that you know that I can help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.